Welcome to Dragonfly Trading. My name is Carrie. I'm a full-time trader, mentor in the crypto and Forex markets. Today's video is going to be an update on Bitcoin, ETH, the SPX, BNB, and CHZ as per request. Not financial advice, just the way that I see the market. Today we're going to start out with ETH. And the reason I want to start with ETH is because I want to take a look at this entire structure. If you notice, ETH, all we have to contend with is just this 5-wave move. We don't have multiple bull runs behind us. So trying to figure out what those multiple bull runs are is not on the table for ETH. Okay. This move is definitely a 5-wave move. And when we go on linear, it is pretty clear what is going on because this wave to the upside is significantly bigger than this wave to the upside. So what does that mean? Well, it means that I would label this 1 and 2. This is another 1 and 2 of smaller degree. 3, 4, 5. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. Came right into the prior 4. Beautiful. 5. Which means this whole thing is potentially a done 5-wave move. Now I know we don't want to hear that, of course, but it could mean, and it's very clear to me, that there's a high probability that we are now going to correct this entire structure. Of course, this all into a wave 1, and then we retrace down for a wave 2. Okay. Now, will we get up underneath this high area of support? I would hope not, because getting underneath that would not be good for ETH. But ETH looks very clear in the fact that it could be a 5-wave move and done. And that would mean that minimum requirement to correct all of this we're looking at, and this is bare minimum, out to January of 24. And a wave 2 also can take just as much time to form as the wave 1 did. And in that case, we're looking at a long time, all the way out to March of 28. And you're probably thinking, well, how in the world can it make a wave 2 that takes that long? Well, it can. Okay. Basically, it just keeps correcting. Okay. So, you know, we get another move to the downside, then we get a big rally. Okay. And then we get this, which becomes one corrective wave. Okay. Then we rally, and then we have to give all this a connector. All right. And that's how it does it. So let's take a look at Bitcoin's bear market here. And I wanted to explain this also, because I haven't done it in a while, about how bear markets happen and how the smaller degree waves turn into higher degree waves, so that you understand what could happen in this bear market. So we started off of the top here with a simple 3-wave move. I got to change the color here. Sorry about that. All right, so we started off the top in a simple 3-wave move. The market at this point has a chance to continue its bull run. If it doesn't, and it makes a 3-wave move, which that's what it did here, this becomes a connector, okay? And it means that this whole move now gets a connector and a partner leg. Now we can call this W, X, Y, ABC, it doesn't matter. At this point, the market can rocket, go back on its bull run. But if it makes another 3-wave move, then all of this now becomes W of higher degree, this becomes X of higher degree, and this becomes Y of higher degree, or ABC. It doesn't matter about the labeling right now. At this point, the market can moon, but if it doesn't, and it makes another connector of 3 waves, then all of this turns into higher degree W. This turns into higher degree X. And now we're getting a partner leg for all of this now. This became W. Now we get Y. Okay? At this point, the market can turn, go back on the bull run. But if it doesn't and it makes another 3-wave move, then all of this again turns into A or W. And we'll put a square around this one. B, C. So all of this now becomes A. This is the connector, and we need a partner leg. And finally, at this point, the market turned. If it would have made another 3 waves rally, then we would have gotten a partner for all of this. And that is how a bear market continues. So let's go back to ETH here. So if ETH is going to continue the bear market, it can definitely do it by adding connector, adding connector, adding connector. I hope that it doesn't, but it's pretty straightforward when we look at it on linear scale. Okay. Now I've been over the higher degree counts a lot. Okay. The one that I'm leaning towards right now is the WXY. Okay. This is where your connector would come in, and then we get a partner leg for the white. Overall, it would turn into a 3-wave move. When we got to here, the market could turn and go. If it doesn't, if it makes 3 waves, then there we go again with the cycle. Okay. We'll talk about this move to the downside and what can happen here to make this X or B bigger. Okay. This could rally higher, and all that would mean is that this would come later. If it's coming now, then the X or B is over. We'll talk about it. All right, I am very partial to this WXY count, where we had W, X, and Y. It can be argued that this is a 5-wave move. If that is the case, then we can't break this low. Either way, whether it's a 5-wave move and it's an A, or it's a wave 1, or it's WXY, we ended at the top here. Either way. We ended at the top and we've started to the downside in a 5-wave move. What starts with 5 ends with 5. So that means when this 5 waves is complete, we will get a rally, probably come back up to this resistance that will either be a B or a 2, and then we're at least getting 5 more for the C wave. Or we're coming deeper for this bear case where we make a deeper impulse wave. If we make the ABC, then the market can attempt to make this bigger by this being A, this turning into B, and then it rallies for C. That's how it can make the X or B bigger. Or it's the 5-wave move and it's a wave 1. This is pulling back for a 2, and then we're going to moonshot. Right now, on the very low time frame, this is how I'm counting this wave. I think that this 5th needs to finish here. Once it's done, we'll get a 3-wave rally. All right, let's move over to Bitcoin. Bitcoin, same exact thing, X or B. Is it going to end here? Is it going to try to make it bigger to 30K? Or will it try to get up to 40K? We'll talk about how it would do it and what it would have to do here. Whether it's done here, higher, or higher, we still potentially are going to get the partner leg for this first 3 waves to the downside. Okay. If Bitcoin has ended at the top here, then it is this count where it was a WXY ending off in a diagonal here for C. It definitely means that we're coming down in 5 waves, and what starts with 5 ends with 5, which means it needs a big B wave. The bigger the B wave, the better, so that when we get the partner 5 waves, it can potentially not break this bottom. If we don't get a big rally B wave, then it is going to break this bottom, and more than likely it will be the bear scenario. This option of this being ABC zigzag is very soon here going to get invalidated as soon as we come over underneath 20,715. And I really feel this is going to get wiped off the table. The only bullish option we have, really, is that this is a leading diagonal. So ETH would be 5 waves, and Bitcoin would be a leading diagonal. I've said it many times why I don't like the diagonal. I don't feel this is 5 waves in here. This one is usually the longest wave, and it's pretty much the shortest wave. And then it just doesn't look good, and the 5 didn't hit the trend line. But I'm not completely wiping it off the table until we invalidate it and take out the low. If it is the diagonal, then this correction is doing this, where it's A, B, and this 5 wave down will be C. How will we know? Well, if we come up in 3 waves, then that tells you right there that diagonal is not the case here. Okay, and that the WXY or the bearish scenario was the proper count. Okay, 3 waves means that we're either getting 5 more that will break the low or deep bear scenario. All right, let's move over to SPX. Same thing with SPX. We're asking ourselves, is the X or B over with? Carrie. Or is it going to try to climb higher? If it's over, we're getting the partner leg now. It came up and tagged the 618 to the tick. All right. It's yellow ABC, or it's going to try to make an impulse wave, which means this 4 cannot break this box. A higher degree 4 will not take out a lower degree. If it does, usually it fails. So this needs to hold this order block or we're not going to get the impulse wave. But how does it climb higher and make the X or B higher? Well, this is coming down right now in a 5-wave move. What starts with 5 ends with 5. So rally for a high B, and then we get 5 waves, and then it attaches ABC as W. This becomes X, and then it travels up more for Y and makes a higher rally. Okay, so the only way that wouldn't happen is if we pull back for 2 and we really tank for a 3rd wave. Okay, all right, CHZ. 5 waves. We came down in WXY. Same thing, ABC. What we would have to do here is finish this 5th wave, pull back for a 4th that doesn't take out this 4th, and then push up for a 5th wave. If it can do that, we have the potential for an impulse wave. If it pushes up, rolls over, without making the 5th wave, then it's ABC, which becomes an X wave. So this WXY turns into WX, and then we will get a partner leg for this entire thing. BNB, impulse wave, same exact thing. There's no difference here. This was an ending 5th diagonal, WXY. I really feel that this is a climbing correction of WXY. What it can do here is make an ABC. If it does that, then just like the other one, it can climb higher, make a WXY. Or this becomes 2, and it tanks for the bear scenario, 3, 4, and 5. And then, of course, when you pan out, this becomes X. And then we get a partner leg for this to the downside. Okay. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some clarity on what to expect. Let me know what you think of ETH, if it could be done with its structure. And I will see you in the next one.